Assalamu alaikum, students. I hope you're all awake this very early morning. If not, I'm sure you can watch this at a later time. You're going to be doing reading responses this week. I know some of you have already done it and emailed it to me, but you are going to have to comment on one another's posts, and you're going to have to interact with their writing. And so I'm just going to do a very basically brief introduction on how to write your own post. Now, some of you earlier were having difficulty. You were seeing something that looked a lot like this. If you see something that says 3 posts, 2 pages, 6 comments, that's the teacher's blog. You can't write on the teacher's blog because you are not the teacher. You're going to come over here to My Sites, right up here in the corner. Right, this is the teacher's blog, Miss B's ELA class blogs. That's the teacher's blog. That's what you're looking at right now. And if you try and click on view or make a new post, it's going to tell you, no, you're not allowed to access that, because again, this is the teacher's blog and you are not a teacher. So you're going to have to click the back button and it'll take you here. You're going to click on My Sites and you're going to highlight or hover, over your name, whichever one it is. We have quite a lot of names, and some of you even have up to 4 blogs. So this is going to be interesting because you're going to have to just pick one to do your homework on. I don't really want to have to try and follow 4 different blogs because you're posting 4 different posts every single day. But you're going to click on your student dashboard, and you should see 1 post, 1 page, 1 comment. If I go over to the post that's currently there, it's a Hello World post. I had this video out earlier. You could have seen it and understood how to edit it. But just as a quick thing, if you go here to Hello World and you say, I want to edit this. My internet doesn't like me. Alright. And I'm going to switch hands because I'm not going to type with my left hand. I'm slow enough already with one hand. Hello, students. I can spell. I'm an English teacher. Alright. And I'm going to change all this. Work with me, buddy. There we go. Alright. That took a little bit longer than I expected. Alright, so this is now my initial post, and I'm going to come over here to the side where it says update, and I'm going to click update. It will say post updated, view post, and there you go. You've made your first post, right? That's certainly different than Hello World. But here's a new problem. You have to write reading responses, which means that you have to make a whole new post. You can't just keep editing the same post. Well, if you come up here, that little plus sign, you can click post. And you can write a whole new post. But before we do that, this is the publish button. This is where you would click when you're done. Before we do that, we're going to hop back over here because there's more than one way you can do that. You can click up here at the plus sign, new, and click new post. Or you can come over here back to your student dashboard, right? And remember, we edited that post together, right? Recently published. Did that just this morning, 3:23. You can come over here on the side. There's a whole bunch of things there. You can play with that and figure out which one each one is. But what we're worried about right now is posts. If you hover over posts, it'll give you the option to click add new. And if you click add new, you can create a whole second post. Remember, you guys are doing 2 reading responses, not 3. And I will explain how to do your last one in a moment. Remember, 2 reading responses are mandatory Remember also that your posts aren't ever really, your reading responses are not supposed to take more than about 10 minutes per one. You're supposed to spread these out and you're supposed to do them over time. You guys are big enough, you guys are old enough to know how to manage your time. You can write them by hand and publish an image instead. Oh, hold on, I'm going to just click here and click publish. And now my post is published, and if I click on view posts, which is up here, here's my second post. And underneath it, there's a little space for people to leave a reply, and that's what you'll be looking on. And if you look here, here's my recent posts. And there's my student dashboard example. If I click on student dashboard example, that's my link to my home page. And if you scroll down, look, there's my first post, and up top is my second post. But we're going to come on over here. Some of you guys like to do the, no, not the ELA one, because that's not, that's the teacher one, that's not yours. Some of you guys like to do the illustrated types of reading responses, and that's perfectly fine. That's something that you can do. So you're going to hop over here to media, and you're going to want to add in a picture, because what you'll basically do if you're doing an illustrated reading responses, you'd have to, of course, write that on paper. Unless you guys have something sitting at home like Adobe, Photoshop, any of these things that you're really comfortable on, you can use those, of course. If you guys have done mood boards before, or even playlists before through Spotify or through any of the websites that allow it, you can do playlists for your main character and things like that. Anything that showcases that you understand your main character, you can do those as well. But normally what you'd be doing is you'd be drawing out something on a piece of paper, and you would click Add New, and then you just have to drop files to upload. You would probably click Select Files because you'll be having to take a picture with it, and then you're going to have to save the picture either to the cloud, your Google account, and then download it there. This one is a little bit more tricky because it takes a lot more steps. If you guys want to do that, message me specifically and I'll walk you through those steps. But that's just the way that you can put up Media Library. These are your personal pages. You can add links to things that you find interesting. You can create a whole new web page that you want to do. You can edit its appearance, its theme. You can pick how you want it to look. Maybe I want my blog to look like this. I'm going to click, maybe I want my blog to look like this. So I can hop over here and click Activate. My internet works with me. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to click Customize. Alright. I can change the background, the header, any of the widgets that are there. Those are small little things. They're difficult to use. I say this because it took me about half an hour to an hour to figure out how to put a specific widget on. It took me a while to find it and how to put it on so that it would show things. But you guys can play around with that. But now, for example, if I hop over here to My Sites and I click on my student dashboard example, and I click here on my home page to visit my site, look, my blog now looks radically different. Second post, hello students. Alright, so that's how you can play around with your blog. You can always, of course, change that background picture, but that's something that I'm not going to walk you through right now because I'm hitting about 10 minutes and I already have to try to figure out how to upload this to YouTube. So we're going to very quickly hop over here to this one. This is the teacher's one, remember? The one that you can't edit. But if you hop over here to Visit Site, if you look up here in the top corner, you're going to have to click on Student Blogs. When you click on Student Blogs, there are all your names. You can see which ones have not turned in what they were supposed to turn in. But these are all the names of the websites that people have given me, so you can see that some of us have done it twice, and some of us have done it 4 times. And then down here, there's a lot of blogs that have absolutely no name on them. So maybe those people who didn't turn anything in, these are actually theirs, and they just never put their name on it, so I can't grade it. But for example, I'm just going to click the very first one of the very youngest class, which is Kenda. And now I can see Kenda's blog, And I can hop over here to where it says comment, and I can write a comment on her page. And this is how you guys will be going around and writing comments. Remember, you need to pick 2 different students. They don't have to be in your class. They don't have to be your friend. They just have to be someone that you're going to write about how your book compares to their book that you're reading about. I don't want, oh wow, that sounds interesting. I really do want us to use our thoughts, our time at home, to think up something that matters or has some meaning behind it. I want us to think about writing, oh hey, your book sounds a lot like my book where this happened. Or I want you to say, hey, that book sounds really interesting. I like books that have this in it. I want to see you thinking. That being said, the first time I'm not going to grade harshly. There will be a rubric attached to your reading responses assignment, and it'll tell you what I'm looking for. So you can click on that.